Where? Hello, everyone. My topic today is how corruption affects youth in Cameroon. What and where is Cameroon? Cameroon is a country in West Central Africa. It is bordered by Nigeria to the west, Chad to the northeast, Central African Republic to the east, Equatorial Guinea, Gabon, and Central Africa and Republic of Congo to the south. The country is called Africa in miniature. Well, it was called Africa in miniature back in the days because of its natural features such as beaches, deserts, mountains, rainforests, savannas. It has two official language, English and French. How corruption in Cameroon has affected youth education. The surest way to corrupt a youth is to instruct him to hold in higher The surest way to corrupt a youth is to instruct him to hold in higher esteem to those who think alike and those who think differently. That was by Friedrich Nietzsche. I can't really pronounce it well. The youth in Cameroon have bright teachers to take exams and to pass. Education is being bought, and if you're poor, you stand a less chance of being educated. Unless you give your body up for it. This happens 75% of the time. It happens to females, of course. Education is sometimes based on your socioeconomic status rather than all that of the family. Like if your father has a big name, or if you're well known in the country, or if you're rich enough, that's the only way you can actually get your education, because it's either you have money or you don't, which is a really bad thing. Youth in Cameroon growing up knowing that they cannot be what they want to be. They know that their education will not get them anywhere because the government doesn't really care about them. Youth also grow up realizing that education is just another business for the government and another way to extract money from the poor people. The rate of high school and college dropouts in Cameroon is very high. Not that there aren't any schools, but just because how much the educational system costs. Some students feel frustrated and are forced to commit crimes to survive because they have to feed their families, they have to pay for their education. For those who are really determined, they really want to survive and really want to educate themselves, because that's the only way you can really survive in this world, especially with our present condition. How corruption has affected the upbringing of youth. Cameroon is not known for any war or disastrous incident, yet thousands of citizens leave the country every day in search of a better future. It is very sad that people no longer feel safe in their own country because of corruption. Many, if not all nations, are corrupt, but it is the responsibility of the government that its citizens are well protected, comfortable, and educated, as it is a democratic country. As families travel to other countries in search of better life, they get separated from their environment. Most of them not only do not travel together. Most of them have to leave their families back home. Like, let's say a mother will travel and leave her kids back home. I'm a living example of that. And the father might travel and leave their kids and went back home, and it might come in between the homes because maybe the person is lonely, or the kids do not have both the parental and the motherly care that they actually need, which is very important in family, as we all would agree. How corruption in Cameroon can be resolved. Just like you have to sweep the roots of a fire to blow it out, we have to start from the bottom, from the bottom, which is the president. If the president of the government is corrupt, then the whole nation becomes corrupt. But if the government fights against it, it becomes less, because, like they say, charity begins at home, and also you have to blow the fire from the root for it to all. You cannot start from the top and then expect everything to be okay. It just doesn't happen that way. Common sense would tell. Cameroon has always known as Africa in miniature, meaning it has everything. It was one of the richest countries in West Africa till the 80s, when President Paul Biya took over in 1982. Cameroon needs new form of government because it's the only way is the only way democracy can be restored. And if it is not, and if it's restored, then corruption cannot be stopped, but it can be reduced. I have a link over here. If you go to my slide, I have a link over there which shows exactly what I'm talking about. And I also have pictures right here which would say it's in French, but it pretty much is talking about, you know, giving money out and to be able to get power. And also you can also see from the pictures over here how the poor kids, instead of them being in school, they're over there carrying dirty water, or they're over there, you know, working, you know, doing slavery jobs and just to survive and to get money to educate themselves, which is really poor for a country that was once called Africa in miniature. It's supposed to be rich and supposed to create more, you know, more education for its citizens. These are also a picture of people protesting against the government. They're telling the government, look, we really want our kids to go to school, we really want things to be done, but you're not doing anything about it. And that's the end of my slide. Again, I'm Loretta Aku, and thank you very much for listening.